Tonight is the beginning of the Underwater Music Festival. The Lower Keys Chamber of Commerce puts this on every year. It's a festival they do out on Lukey Reef, and they play instruments under the water, and you can get on a boat and go see it. But tonight, it's Friday night, they're doing an event at Mote Marine, so you can be educated on reef life and restoration of the reefs, and you can tour their facility and meet and greet and beverages and snacks and music, and it's just to kick off the Underwater Music Festival, so that's gonna be fun. Nick and I are gonna go tonight to that. It's this evening. He's still at work. I'm gonna go pick him up. We're gonna head over there, see if we can film, maybe chat it up with a few people, and see if he can get on a boat tomorrow. I have to work in the morning because it's kind of a last minute thing we found out about. People from all the world come to see it.
If you have the will and a moment to spare, it's a beautiful world out there. It's a beautiful world out there.
I want to start off naturally by thanking the folks here at Mote. Mote Marine has gone above and beyond the call to help us out here, and they have got some really cool stuff to show you about the restoration efforts that they're doing. Haley?
We have over 24 research departments at Mote Marine Lab as a whole, and our coral reef research is just one department of that. And here we have an ocean acidification program, a coral reproduction program, a coral restoration program, a coral reef monitoring and assessment program. We also have a coral reef ecosystems team and a coral reef health and disease team, as well as an education team here. But feel free to walk around the labs, open any door that you see. We have staff in each lab, talk to them. We have our crabs and our grazers team in there with our coral reproduction team is on the other side, and then upstairs we have our two dry labs where we have our coral health and disease and our coral reef ecosystems up there, and then all along the outside of the property is all of our raceways that have all of our coral fragments in there with our restoration team.
Once again, of course, this is the a welcome party for the Underwater Music Festival, and I don't know if everybody had a chance to check it out when you first came up the stairs. Right over there in the cove is August Powers, who has done beautiful artwork for this festival for I don't know how many years. I mean, they go back so far, and he does combinations of different sea creatures as well as along with musical instruments. Get a chance, go over, take a look at some of the stuff he's got. It's absolutely gonna blow you away.
As some of you may already know, before we hit the road as traveling YouTubers, I spent 6 years as a senior in vivo technologist working in a sterile laboratory environment. So when Mote offered us the ability to go wander through their labs freely, you bet I was interested in opening every unlocked door to see what a marine laboratory setup looks like. Or like what I worked in.
What do you guys do here?
So here at Mote, we have a lot of different programs. I'm part of coral restoration, so that means the coral that you see on site is basically what I take care of, and these corals are growing in order to be outplanted onto the reef. The elkhorn coral is functionally extinct on the reef, and that means that the natural population can't sustain itself. So we take these corals, and our goal is to put them out and allow them to grow into an individual that can reproduce, because they're sexually mature at a certain size as opposed to age. So if one of these plugs were to be out on the reef for 100 years, never reproduce. But if you have a colony that's about this big, in 5 years, it'll reproduce and it's really good. So that's our goal. These corals are going to be cut up They're really tiny pieces. So they're going to be put onto one of these clubs. Little tiny piece will grow and fill this whole area. We'll take this, put this out on the reef, and then it will, fingers crossed, grow and actually fuse like these corals right here. It actually is specifically designed for saltwater.
Reef supply.
Yep.
Blue gel.
It really sets well in saltwater. So we take the tiny plug, we put it on here, and we go click, and then it sticks. But we actually will cut them off.
And then,
So they turn into this, which is what we call a puck,
and then.
and these get put onto the reef. Yeah, we use a 2-part marine epoxy. I don't have any up here with me, but it's called Z-Spar, and that's what we use to plant the coral. So these are really cool.
How long does it take a fragment to fill that?
So for the BattleBorn coral, it will take 2 to 4 months. In a really good growing period, it'll take 2 months, and they can go out on the reef. The massives, which we have, are bouldering corals, and those are reef building, so they're really hard structured. The staghorn, or the elkhorn, also staghorn, those are branching, so they create habitat. The massives, or the bouldering corals, are much slower growing, so they'll take about 6 months to grow to coral size.
Crabs related to the corals.
The crabs eat the algae that outcompete the coral. So we can throw as many corals out on the reef as we want, but if there's algae growing over them, it's gonna suffocate them. It goes faster, right? Yeah. So as long as we have the crabs out on the reef, that means that the algae is getting consumed, so the corals have a chance to grow.
So you release these guys when you put the coral out on the reef, or you just keep this here for your own?
So right now, the Grazers program, which is led by Dr. Jason Spadaro, it is currently in the production phase of getting these crabs into kind of like a propagation function. So right now we have all these females, they have a bunch of eggs, they have the larvae, and once we get to a point where those larvae are surviving into the size that we can output, we will start doing that. However, we're not to that point yet.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Come on in, check out the bedrooms.
Ooh. Beautiful. Wow. Look at that view.
Very cool experience put on by the community. Thank you, Lower Keys Chamber of Commerce. This was awesome. You got to go in any door you wanted. All the doors are unlocked. You can talk to the workers inside, the volunteers inside, and learn all about coral and the crabs. And I won a raffle. I won a bottle of wine.
All right, today is the day. We're going to the Underwater Music Festival at Mote Reef. Unfortunately, Jacqueline has to work today, so she can't make it. I'm really bummed about that. But nonetheless, make the best of it. Have a good time. I guess these guys bring down a bunch of instruments and dress up like mermaids and play music underwater. And there's underwater speakers, so you're supposed to be able to hear the music underwater and above water, and it's all played live on a 104.1 US 1 radio. So we'll be listening to that, and yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be a good time.
Unfortunately, Nick had some bad coordinates, so the mermaid show was over by the time he arrived. Please enjoy some borrowed clips from the Channel 10 news station. In the depths of the ocean where wonders reside, lived a mermaid band, their talents worldwide. With enchanted grace, a mischievous gleam, they played instruments like from a distant dream. Their harp was a seahorse with grace so serene, strings made of seaweed, each note so pristine. Their flute was a conch shell adorned with pearls, when blown into the sound really unfurled. The drums were like jellyfish pulsing with a beat, tapping on its body, creating a rhythmic treat. Their guitar was a lobster with claws so strong, strumming its pincers, playing a vibrant song. Together they played a harmonious blend, their melodies floating from beginning to end. Creatures gathered, enchanted by their art, as they played with passion, straight from the heart. The ocean rejoiced in their musical delight, as melodies soared, bringing day into night. A magical band, conductors of the sea's symphony, playing on creatures with boundless harmony. So if you venture into the ocean's deep blue, listen carefully, for their music is true. A mermaid's band so talented and instruments so rare, bringing melodies alive with love and flair. Interested in joining our travel crew? Head on over to our Patreon page and buy us a mile. All proceeds go towards bringing better content to you. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing so you'll never miss another episode. And we'll see you next Tuesday for another adventure.